am I doing? And this week, after a little bit of a break, we're finally back with some spicy sports betting. It's a big day. There was already a big boxing match on this morning. I was up at 6 in the morning to watch the Triple G fight today, and it was nice to see him fight again. And although I was a little worried the way the fight started, he looked a little slow, a little bit ring rusty, and maybe I was starting to worry he was old because, he is 40. He started to take the fight over and really broke down his opponent and, finished the fight with a TKO, I believe, in the 9th round. So that was nice to see, and that was a good way to start the day because I'm a fight guy. And now UFC 273 is coming up tonight, and, it's the perfect opportunity to make some spicy sports bets for you guys and, get back to it because it's been a while since we've done that, and hopefully we can do some kind of a spicy challenge if I lose. And if not, well, what can I say? I'm a good fight guy. I'm not going to purposely lose just for the sake of suffering. I do want credibility when I talk about fights. And I just want to say hello to everybody, all 405 plus of you as of this morning. Pedro, it's nice to hear from you today. Don't ever apologize for not commenting, man. I'm glad you still watch. I'm happy for everybody that does watch, so never apologize. It's nice to hear from anybody. But all of you, make sure if you want to say something, comment, go ahead. Please do. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And if you're watching this in the future, thanks for watching in the future. Today's big day. It's already started off well. And I'm looking forward to the fights tonight. There's also some other boxing matches on tonight, it's a full card of everything. So it's going to be a lot to watch and keep my mind on, as well as the Leafs are getting close to the playoffs, so I got to watch them tonight too. But, life lessons have taught me to never pick on Leaf games, so you'll never see that here, I don't think. We're going to do some bets tonight. I think I'm going to do 3 bets on tonight's card, so it's officially a Super Saturday on Spicy Sports Betting. So let's start with Gilbert Burns and Khamzat Chimaev. This is going to be an interesting fight. Chimaev is he's been really talked about lately at 170. He's created a lot of noise for himself. He talks a lot of trash. His name seems to be in MMA media all the time, and for good reason. He's destroyed everybody in front of him so far, and he's becoming a real threat to that division. And he's getting a shot at Gilbert Burns tonight, who we've already seen get a title shot and fail miserably. So it makes sense to see this fight happen because, Chimaev is in a position now where I think if he should be competing either for a title or competing to be in the top 3 spot to have a shot at the title. And I think that's what tonight's fight is. And, it's going to be an interesting fight. He is fighting a guy with a good ground game. But Gilbert Burns, I think, tires out. He is powerful, too. I mean, Gilbert Burns could knock him out. Let's not underestimate the power of Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is a very big fighter, a very strong fighter, and very talented fighter. And he could easily knock out any man that's in front of him. He could also submit you. He can beat you up. But the problem with Gilbert Burns, I think, in the long run is his gas tank because he is so big. Chimaev, I think, will be able to hang with him on the ground. He'll be able to wrestle with him. I think Chimaev is going to end up winning this fight. So I'll bet a dried Trinidad Viper on that fight because I think Chimaev is probably supposed to win this fight by design. So it only makes sense that he's a favorite. But I'll put a little something on it because it is a fight and anything can happen. So I'll bet that on Chimaev winning. The second fight is going to be Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan. This is finally the rematch. If you guys do not know, the first fight saw Petr Yan winning the fight for a good amount of the fight, and then an illegal blow ended up causing a disqualification and awarding Aljamain Sterling a title. Crappy way to win a title. Sterling knows it. He at first kind of wasn't very vocal, but as time has gone by, he started to embrace the bad guy title holder role, and a lot of people show a lot of disrespect. And fans are stupid. People have been stupid about it since day one, and it's not his fault the way he won the fight. But that's just the way it is, and he made things worse eventually. But here we are. The rematch is finally happening. I think Jan made a really bad mistake the first fight. I do believe that someone called for the knee from the corner. I believe there was a mistake. It was an illegal knee when there was a down fighter. I do think Sterling played it up afterwards. I do think he was acting a little bit, making that look like he was, really hurt. And it was a big mistake because they ended up getting the fight canceled instead of getting up time. But Jan made a terrible mistake. He should know the rules. He should be aware of the rules no matter what his corner's calling for. And that was a terrible judgment and error. Error in judgment, sorry. And, hopefully he comes back smarter. He has fought again. He's the interim title, so he's, they're fighting to unify the titles finally and make this thing over with. Sterling promises a big difference, and he says, he's going to shut everybody up. A lot of people talk, but I think Jan's, the more talented fighter, the better fighter. And I think Petr Yan will win the fight. So if Petr Yan loses the fight, I will do the much talked about flaming hot challenge that I've been teasing. So we'll see how that goes. If Petr Yan loses, I'll do the flaming hot challenge next week. Or maybe I'll do it the week after if another fight. If these other fights end up being lost, then I'll do the punishment for those and I'll do the challenge the following week. How about that? Because I want the challenge to be on its own. That's how flaming hot it's going to be. I don't want to ruin it. So I'll do that one separately if Petr Yan loses. And the main event of the evening, we're going to see Alexander Volkanovski fight Chan Sung Jung, the Korean zombie. And he's been around for a long time. He probably has some tricks up his sleeve, like any old veteran would. He's a fighter that I've really liked watch fighting over the last, since GSP's days. And it's a long time ago now. But yeah, Chan Sung Jung, he's a very good fighter. He's won some impressive fights over the years. And, he brings a big challenge to the table for Alexander Volkanovski. But I think Volkanovski is just, he's going to be too much for him. Chan Sung Jung can take some punishment, but I think Volkanovski's just gonna, he's gonna be too much. He's quick, he's powerful, and he's very confident, and he's obviously the younger fighter. I think that Volkanovski is going to probably dominate the fight, but it could be a great fight. I mean, Chan Sung Jung, you never know, right? He's had great fights in the past, and he can make this a fight if he can dictate anything that happens standing up. But I think Volkanovski is the real deal. So, I think in the long run, maybe even after, maybe a close first round, I think he starts to take it as the fight goes longer. But, eventually there'll be a stoppage. So I'll pick Alexander Volkanovski to win the fight. And if he were to lose the fight, I'll do a death shot. I'm not going to do a huge death shot, but I'll do a death shot since it's been a long time since I've done one of those. So I'll put one of those on the line and, get used to that kind of fire again. Yeah. So that's what we got for tonight. Chimaev, I'm going to bet a Viper X. Petr Yan, I will bet the flaming hot challenge on. And for Alexander Volkanovski, I will bet that shot, which I'm just not excited talking about because they suck. But I'm pretty confident he'll win, so I think that'll be okay. All right. Well, I think that's all there is to it for now. It's time to get this video cut and edited, have a cigar, and get ready for the fights. I appreciate every single one of you for watching and commenting, liking, and subscribing. Please banter with each other in the comments. And I'm going to announce a big giveaway again. I've got a lot of Champs Power Flakes that I want to give to you guys. So we're going to do a giveaway since we hit the 400 subscriber plateau. And, or milestone, not plateau. We're not going to plateau here. But yeah, since we hit that milestone, I want to give an award away. So I think we're going to give 2 or 3 bags of Champs Power Flakes away. And I'm going to figure out a way to get some engagement with you guys so that can happen. But yeah, for now, it's time to get this online. And we got to do a garden update soon. Those plants are getting huge. I want to show you guys how they're doing. And I'm going to start, maybe I'll do a video showing you what to do to weather them outside, because that time is coming quick. And yeah, I want people to know what to do so they don't screw up their plants. So stay tuned for that as well. But for the meantime, subscribe to the channel. Check out last week's video, or the video from 2 weeks ago, and check out this random video here. And we'll see what happens with the fights tonight that determines what happens either next week or for the next 2 weeks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.